Hello everyone and welcome to There's a new tank in the store, so let's make a video kind of video. And today that is the Batchat Bourrasque. Now the thing is tiny. I love the camo, I love the coloring. Like teal is pretty much my favorite color, and then with the black it just really works. And there's like this like crow, I think it is, or raven at the front, and it just looks really cool. And that's also where it gets the name from, because the name is the Bourrasque Noir, and Noir of course means black. Bourrasque means squall, so it's basically like a black storm, which would make this a storm crow, so actually that's pretty cleverly found by Wargaming in my opinion. Not to mention that it just looks really nice, and I like the size of the tank, and just it drives quite smoothly, but that for me is pretty much where the positive things end. Because like you can do a nice little bit of damage, you have 2 shots in your clip and everything, but the reload of the clip is so long, and that is basically what lets this tank down massively. So going over the stats with you, of course I will do that. And basically, like I said, it is a tier 8 French tank. It is a clipper. It has 2 shells in the clip. It has a DPM of 1745, a penetration of 190, an alpha of 320, a rate of fire of 5.45. The reload is 20 seconds off the clip, and even though like the reload of between the shells is only 2 seconds, it's that clip that basically makes this tank hurt you and have to be very patient with it and everything. And that's mainly the part of the tank that is just like, yeah, me and this tank are probably not going to get along that well, because it makes it quite team dependent. You have to basically be patient, you have to be in a position where you can actually reload that clip comfortably without getting absolutely murdered for it, because of course it is a medium tank, it's not like super heavy armor or whatever. So yeah, that's the biggest weakness of this tank, to be fair. It's just that clip reload. Anyhow, the caliber is 105, the shell velocity is 1000, the aim time is 2.4 seconds, and the dispersion is 0.364, while on the move is 0.1, rotating 0.1, and the turret is 0.08. The dispersion, the gun depression is 6 degrees, the gun elevation is 13 degrees, and that's also something where I found it struggles. Mainly that gun depression. Like, it's not that much, and it kind of like, this tank would be ideal as a ridgeliner with the reload that it has, the armor profile that it has, and the mobility and everything. But because that gun depression is so low, that doesn't really work out that way. And of course the aiming arc is 180 degrees. Now it can go 60 kilometers per hour forwards, 23 kilometers per hour backwards. The engine power is 410, the power to weight ratio is 20.86, and basically the effective HP per ton is 20.9, 17.4 and 14.4. Now the camo while standing still is 34%, while moving it is 25%. After shooting, that drops to 7% when you're standing still and 5% when you're on the move. The view range is 250, the HP is 1450, and the weight is 19.66 ton. Now the turret armor is 75 at the front, 50 on the sides and 40 on the rear, and the hull armor is 60 at the front, 50 at the sides and 40 in the rear. So pretty much the same as the turret except for the front. Now basically the thing that I struggle with this tank, like I said, it is the clip reload. The tank itself, it's quite nice, and I love the way that it looks, and I like the way that it drives. It has potential to be lovely, but with that clip reload, it's gonna struggle. And that's not gonna say that you can't have amazing games in this tank, because you most definitely can. The tricky is being able to reload that clip to actually make it an amazing game, because you have to get those shots in, and you have to be able to reload and not get murdered for it in order to get those shots in. So that's basically like the thing that is tricky with this tank. And like the games that I'm showing you here are decent games. I've also had quite a few games where I got absolutely obliterated. And that's mainly because when I get a new tank, I will be pretty forwards in it, because I want to see what the tank can take and everything. And this is a tank that doesn't really loan itself for that. I feel that it's more a bit of a ninja tank. You don't want to be primary target. You don't want to be that in most tanks, but like for some tanks that matters more than most, and this is one of those tanks. Like, you want to use cover, you want to have your enemy focus on your teammates rather than you. and you want to be able to reload that clip in peace in order to get the shots in. So again, it comes down to that clip reload. And like I said, tank-wise, the way that it looks, I really like it because it's so adorable. It's tiny and it's really nice, and the coloring is awesome and everything. But basically the way that the tank looks doesn't really win you the games. You have to win the games by playing the tank and getting the damage and everything. And basically these are the kind of positions that I really like holding with pretty much any tank. But like this tank, it's so small that it can comfortably like just sit behind this rock and get those get that cap. At the same time, I know that there's a TD behind me, so I have to be careful, but I also want to help my Waffle and see if I can save his life, because we're pretty much, the team is a little bit spread out, and that's not necessarily a good thing. So I kind of just rush in. He's looking at me, and I get both my shots in. He misses me by a mile, and then the Waffle comes and basically finishes him off while I'll reload my clip. But that's kind of like the playstyle that I feel fits this tank more than others. It's basically that reload, get your shots in, but have help from a teammate. If you were like alone with this tank, you would have a challenge, let's put it that way. And in this case, I'm just driving around waiting for my clip to reload to shoot people again. Now I have a VK camping in a spawn there, and that VK is going to shoot me several times because I'm just not really being careful, because I don't really care. Now the Waffle is being rushed. I want to help him out, and when he turns like that I get to kill him. I have one shot left in my clip and I have to be careful there. I actually managed to not hit Panda, which is like ridiculous, but still. And I decide to go help my other teammate. Now I have to be careful with the VK. I'm not, like I said, he's going to shoot me several times. And as just I go over, he just goes the other way, and basically there's a rock there and everything, and it's not really working out as intended for me. Now again, I do this knowing I've got plenty of health. There's no way we're going to lose it with this many tanks on our side. And I get another shot in, but then I actually pull back, and I should have just pushed forward because, again, that VK is going to shoot me and take a ton of my health away. I bounce that shot, which is not going to be very helpful either, and there we go, VK shoots me again. The Foch is moving around, I don't want to get shot by him, and I can't really get shot by the VK anymore either, so I have to be careful with that. Anyway, this is basically what I mean with the playstyle of this tank. You have to be more sneaky, you have to avoid getting shot, and that's kind of like important. And in this case I don't want to go over, I don't want to get shot by that VK. And there the VK is. So I use this nice pillar of rock to hide myself because I'm fairly sure he's aiming at me. And basically this is the thing. This is the whole thing about this tank. Like, these shots, they could have gone in, RNG willing, but RNG is not willing, so they don't. And basically, if this was a 1v1 situation, I'd be screwed right now. Like, yes, there's a chance that I could do it because the VK is like a bit of a potato. But that being said, like I said, you're so dependent on that clip reload. This is a tank that will struggle to carry. Like, run around in camp bases, sure. But actually carry, that would be like difficult. So there we go. Like I said, these games, they were okay, they were decent, they're nothing really special. You can have those games in this tank, but overall it is a tricky tank to drive. And just keep in mind, this will be in crates again as per usual with new tanks, so don't gamble your life savings away, and take into account that you probably won't get what you want because the drop rate is always low. But that's it for my review. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll be seeing you guys next time again. Bye!